National Union of Mine Workers is expected to visit miners who were injured when a cage plunged down a shaft in Impala Platinum mine in Rustenburg. 11 people were killed in the incident. 10 are said to be in a critical condition at various hospitals. We speak now to Newzroom Afrika's Ziniko Mhlaba, who is following developments there for us. Ziniko, you've been interacting quite closely with workers, and they have painted a different picture to that of management yesterday.
That's right. That's right. Do you remember that yesterday we had that media briefing with mine bosses alongside the Minerals, Resources and Energy Minister Mandashe? And obviously in the background of that briefing there were union representative led by co-president Mr. Matunjwa, whom we spoke to after that official briefing. So just to give you a glimpse of the mood of that particular briefing, you'll understand that the minister was leading that press briefing, and he seemingly was very happy with the update that he had received from the mine bosses of implants, especially the chairman of the board was also coming to that briefing alongside his management team led by the CEO and someone who's responsible for safety management. And the sense we got from that briefing was the fact that, well, things started happening. Actually, the tragedy happened at about 6 p.m. However, there were no revelations in terms of who was doing that shift, who was meant to be on that shift, and were the people who were on that particular shift, on that particular moment, were they supposed to be at work at that particular time? That's the information we didn't have, and as a result, we couldn't probe, we couldn't ask those questions. However, the engagements we've been having throughout this morning off camera, but also from the conversation we had with one miner who was willing to give us information, obviously with the terms of us hiding his identity, he showed us that actually things were not as communicated to us in terms of reality on that tragic day. Told us the people who were supposed to be on shift on that day or at that particular time were not supposed to be on shift. They were people who were meant to be working an earlier shift, an earlier morning shift between 4 a.m. in the morning and until 12 midday, and also explained to us some of the challenges they had to deal with in terms of the safety measures and all the requirements which they needed to have access to, especially when it comes to water. Well, let's take a listen to what he told us in a moment.
Union ba why sikhaleze satshayisa usitshayisa kubonakala umsebenzi baswenzanga sacacisa ba hayi amanzi okusela wekho, so umzimba wethu awukwazi ke thina kumelana nomtshiso pha ngaphansi, so satshayisa ke sayicacisela union. So that's why sisiva kabuhlungu, sinayo into ethi mhlawumbi uba abantu bebetshayise nathi ngoba nathi singaba sisindile ngekuba namhlanje sinabo inani labantu abasweleke 11 shaft ayililo eli liswelekileyo, because ayilo xesha lotshayisa kule shaft eliya kutshayiswe ngalo kuze kusweleke abantu. Ibingelo xesha labo loba befana ba bayatshayisa. Ixesha lethu lotshayisa pha e1911 yi 12:30.
That's the miner Duduzile who was willing to give us an exclusive information in terms of what happened on that day. But in just brief summary, he was alluding to the fact that he does not believe that the numbers that have been reported are not the actual numbers, because the people who were on that shaft on that tragic day were not the people who were meant to be there. So between now and into the evening, to try to track down management of the mine, but also the union, to give us a sense of what is it that they have to say now that that information has come to us, and if indeed those allegations are true.
All right. Thank you very much, Newzroom Afrika's Ziniko Mhlaba in the Northwest for us.